Hello, everyone. I all hope you had a very, very wonderful day and a very, very good day indeed. I hope you are able to exactly enjoy the last episode from yesterday that I exactly made, guys, about Dog Witch Laura, who's a mother of two powerful supervillains known as Ghostmaster and Shadowfly, and also a grandmother of Firebird and Fire Dragon and Witch Hunter. So, guys, let's exactly continue the next episode on the next supervillain character. On the next supervillain character, and as you can see, guys, the sky is quietly out and it's very, very quietly beautiful today. So I all hope you guys are dressed as nice and impressively good and very quietly warm. It's a bit quietly windy, as you can quietly always exactly see. So anyway, let's exactly get to it. Ghostmaster is actually the actual son of a powerful legendary supervillain known as Black Mask. His mother is a powerful dog witch known as the witch Laura, who gave birth to two of his sons, known as Shutterfly and Ghostmaster, on Ghostmaster's early life. On Ghostmaster's actual early life, guys. So in Ghostmaster's actual early life, he was given birth by his mother, the dog witch Laura, as I previously told you about, who was able to exactly give him a brother known as Shutterfly. Ghostmaster is actually the older brother within Shutterfly. Shutterfly is actually the younger brother within the family. Black Mask continued to training his sons after they were born, able to teaching them ways of martial artists, hand-to-hand combat, weapons with guns, blades, swords, daggers, lightsaber knives, lightsaber guns and weapons, and also swordsmanship and hand-to-hand combat and martial artists, and also endurance and agility, even the power of perception and manipulation, and also deception itself. Ghostmaster was quietly handling and skilled with those abilities, able to exactly counteract the abilities of manipulation and deception from his father and from his mother. He was able to guide and protect his younger brother for as long as possible as he could. In doing so, within that time, Ghostmaster exactly trained his brother on how to fight against manipulation and deception, teaching him to become the mastermind of manipulation and deception itself. Shuttlefly was quite surprised that Ghostmaster was able to teach his younger brother the skills of manipulation and as well as deception himself. Shuttlefly was quite impressed with Ghostmaster rising to the ranks and becoming the legendary supervillain as he always proclaimed himself to be. But in doing so, Ghostmaster decided to go away and leave his family, meaning by leaving his father, known as Black Mask, and by leaving his mother, the Dark Witch, known as Laura, behind, in order to continue with his own goals and with his own missions, leaving his younger brother behind, known as Shadowfly, in order to continue with his own goals and with his own dreams. Ghostmaster exactly told his dad and mother when he was exactly speaking to them to the secret laboratory of his mother's secret laboratory on the earliest of his life, that he'll be going out to the sacred world and to the real world in order to create a reputation of himself known as Ghostmaster, who will become the most powerful ranking villain throughout the sacred world and throughout the rest of sacred existence. And Black Mass was quietly pleased with his son's decision, and he quietly supported his son's decision, as does his mother, known as Laura, supported his son's decision in making the right decision and also in making the right move. The father and son exactly shook hands like this. They shook hands like this, as in together, stating that they'll forever remain in communication of each other and that they'll forever exactly stay in communication, that they'll forever support each other on their goals and on their mission. Black Mask exactly said it to Ghostmaster that his door is always open to him, meaning always open to him. No matter what he may exactly find himself into serving a new master or a new ancient supervillain secret society, his door will always be open to him and his services will always be needed to his cause, no matter what. And Ghostmaster was reluctantly pleased of this and very successfully happy. Guys, you need to know one thing about Ghostmaster. He has no ambition. He has no ambition, guys. One thing you need to know, he has no ambition. Not even a cent of it. He has no ambition. But his plans are greater and bigger than ever. But his ambition has none of it. Just so that you guys know that he has no ambition. Just know that, guys. Ghostmaster is a super criminal and also super villain and also a former enforcer of a secret society of supervillain known as the Founders. Just know that you know, guys. Just so that you guys know that Ghostmaster has no ambition, not even a cent of it. He's just a super criminal with the goal in order to increase his reputation, to protect his reputation and his family and the rest of his families and his daughters and also his brother and his father's reputation and also his goals. Just so that you guys know that. Now let's exactly continue. During Ghostmaster's time in traveling the sacred world, he met with a powerful, beautiful light hunter known as Nora. Both of them quietly fell in love with they both of them quietly fell in love and met each other the moment they quietly first lay eyes on themselves. Nora was quietly pleasing with Ghostmaster's beautiful good looks and his attractive face. Ghostmaster exactly told her name. His name was quietly Paul Hunter. Ghostmaster's real name is actually Paul Hunter. He comes from a hunting family of supervillains, while Nora comes from a family of superheroes known as a family of light hunters, a very family that is quietly driven with the purpose to fight against the dark forces of evil from the forces of evil of the Shadow Empire, which they've been waging war long ago for many millennia. The two sides of good and evil within light and shadow are still continuing as their forces and their followers continue to safely wage war with each other. This exactly passed down the generations before them in order to continue the conflict that's been waging on between the two sides and is still exactly continuing. Let's exactly get on with the episode. At this point, Nora quietly loved Paul as attractiveness and as well his abilities and his good looks and as well his good measurements, saying that he has a good heart and a very good, wonderful heart. The both of them exactly fell in love with each other. After many years, Ghostmaster exactly received news that Nora is quietly pregnant with his two with three of his children. Three of his children. Paul exactly decided to name his children, giving them supervillain names such as one is Firebird, the other is Fire Dragon, the other is Witch Hunter, and Nora was quietly proud and was quietly pleased that she was able to give birth to three children: Witch Hunter, Fire Dragon, and Firebird. In doing so, Ghostmaster decided to train his children in hand-to-hand combat after they were at the age of 5 and the age of 6, and some of them were the age of 7, and decided to train his daughters in hand-to-hand combat and in martial arts in order to prep them to fight against the forces of good or forces of evil inside the real world and inside the sacred world and inside the sacred universe. In doing so, at that time, Ghostmaster exactly prompted Firebird to fight against his sister, but Firebird exactly refused to fight against her own sister in her own blood, which exactly made Ghostmaster very angry and very quietly displeased. Witch Hunter began to defending his sisters in order to fight up against his father. But Ghostmaster was reluctantly pleased that his children can easily defend each other and can easily protect one another. Ghostmaster exactly told his son that these are his two sisters, Firebird and Fire Dragon. He will have to protect them and he will have to guide them. Since he's the oldest of the three of them, he'll have to protect them and guide them all. No matter what exactly, you'll have to be there for them, no matter what. Stillface was quietly present at that time when Ghostmaster was quietly telling them this, and Stillface tried to manipulate Firebird into fighting Fire Dragon, but Fire Dragon would not exactly allow Fire Dragon will not exactly allow Stillface to manipulate Firebird into fighting her, which Firebird exactly refused into fighting her own sister. But Stillface wasn't quietly good in manipulation or very quietly tactical in manipulation, as well as Ghostmaster. Ghostmaster exactly shook hands with his nephew, known as Stillface, who I previously told you about, guys, saying that he's always welcome to be part of the family and that he will always remain part of the family, no matter what. Nora the Light Hunter exactly appeared on a warehouse where they were exactly training in hand-to-hand combat and exactly asked Paul exactly what was the whole reason for them to exactly fight each other or to take down each other. Ghostmaster exactly stated that they have to exactly prepare themselves for the sacred galactic conflict that's waging on the sacred universe and on the sacred world, meaning that I had to exactly train them and put some more in hand-to-hand combat and agility and martial arts when each of my children, meaning Witch Hunter and Fire Dragon and Firebird, are all quietly equipped in order to defend themselves against any threat or any sinister obstacle or force of evil or superhero might exactly get in their way or might exactly oppose them. Ghostmaster decided on that day that he will be leaving his family behind in search of his own destiny and purpose and mission, which he exactly took his bag and told his ex-wife Nora that he'll be exactly leaving the children behind with her in order for him to find his purpose. After that, he mysteriously exactly hugged Nora and exactly left. Nora is quietly heartbroken that Ghostmaster has quietly decided to leave his family behind in search of his own purpose and of his mission. She was not exactly pleased with with him leaving, or exactly him leaving his family or the rest of his family behind. But she was not very quietly happy. She decided to take care of the three children herself and nurse them and giving them humanity, showing them humanity, compassion, humility, love, and hope, and the ways of justice and law, the ways of the light hunter ways, the ways of the light hunter ways. Give them some light hunter techniques and teaching light hunter and combat techniques and abilities in order for Firebird to exactly inherit and for Fire Dragon to exactly inherit, as well as for Witch Hunter. During at that time, Ghostmaster began his world spreading reputation of crime and sinister attacks on humanity, and as well against the Four Nation Hunters, when after Ghostmaster exactly inherited his guns and his abilities in order to create havoc and crimes, and inheriting dark weapons and abilities from his supplied by his mother, the Dark Witch Nora, who secretly supplied him with more dark weapons and more dark energy blades and guns as part of their deal and as part of their arrangements, and as they made the deal many years ago. Ghostmaster was very quietly pleased that his mother still kept up her end of the bargain and end of his word in order to continue supplying him with more destructive dark weapons and dark technologies. Ghostmaster was able to use these weapons and dark technologies in order to grow his reputation, in order to create his reputation and make sure that his reputation became well known throughout the sacred world and well known throughout the underworld and well known throughout the world of humankind. In doing so, Ghostmaster risen to higher ranks and risen to greater responsibilities as becoming a personal enforcer of a secret society of supervillains known as the Founders. He went on Sacred Valley. He went on Sacred Valley on the 1st of June to order in order to get in the canister of shadow energy from the cults of snakes, from the group of cults of snakes. And the cults of snakes were very pleased to meet Ghostmaster at that time in order for him to exactly supply him with the canister of shadow energy and all of its context. Ghostmaster was very pleased that they can finally exactly take down the United Heroes and bring them down to their knees. With this canister of shadow energy, their friends and masters will be pleased that they'll be one step closer in bringing down the United Heroes and in taking them down. Unfortunately, the shipment and the rest of the supplies were quietly disturbed with the interventions of the Universal Heroes, who are able to exactly arrive in order to disturb the rest of the supply and the rest of the shipment. And Ghostmaster continued to focus his gun and targeting Warboy and literally attacking him. Warboy was quietly persistent and he was focusing on targeting Ghostmaster as Mind Girl was consistently using her camouflaging ability in order to attack Ghostmaster. But Ghostmaster trained his accurate senses in order to sense a camouflage alien, in order to sense a camouflage superhero alien, and able to exactly use that ability against her, and was able to exactly take over the helicopter and with the rest of the shadow energy shipment. But the helicopter was quietly blown up as soon as Warboy and Mind Girl activated the detonating bomb within the helicopter. Ghostmaster was forced to land and was forced to escape through the Sacred Valley. He was able to receive audience with the members of the Founders and was able to demonstrate a dose of shadow energy and was able to secure a vial of shadow energy due to the interference of the Universal Heroes. What Dark Gray said that the Universal Heroes are posing a threat and an obstacle to their mission and as well to their goal. They must be secretly removed out of the way, meaning completely they must be killed and they must be removed out of the way, effective and immediately. And Ghostmaster quietly agreed with that tactic. He literally agreed with it. On the 5th of June, when Fire Dragon began her assassination attempt on the sacred leaders of the sacred world, when her assassination attempt quietly failed and she was quietly sent to the sacred prison, not to the astral prison, to the sacred prison to be kept there. In doing so, she was quietly interrogated by Rex and Warboy, was able to exactly get answers on what exactly she was up to with the assassination attempts and who was exactly working for, unbeknownst to the two superheroes that were quietly interrogating her, that she was actually being rescued by her father, who her father previously exactly staged her rescue and was able to liberate her. But Fire Dragon was not quietly pleased that she was exactly rescued by her father or anyone else like that. Despite that, the two of them were able to escape through the prison and they were able to exactly make their way through the helicopter. During the time of the helicopter, the two superheroes continued chasing after them, and she said she quietly admired their persistence. Ghostmaster launched a huge gun and a huge bomb on the buildings in order to keep the heroes occupied, which exactly kept them occupied long enough. within the order of darkness's headquarters, where they were able to meet up with Master Bond. The two family members were able to continue to fighting each other, as Fire Dragon stated that she did not exactly need her father's rescue or her father's assistance, and told him that this job was exactly her job and her mission that she was able to exactly acquire. Ghostmaster told her that she would never exactly have this job or any of this mission without him or without any of his references or his connections through the underworld and through the rest of Sacred Society, or through his bosses or masters. Until then, Master Bond exactly appeared from the shadows, stating that the argument between two of these assassins was not the way to create strife between two of these assassins. Only way was for him to create strife within the two sacred councils of the Four Nation Hunters, in order for them to exactly wage war with each other. But in doing so, Master Bond was quickly able to identify Rex, spying at them and looking at them, and was very quietly disappointed, stating that the superhero is becoming a nuisance and he has to be effectively removed out of the way. And Ghostmaster and Fire Dragon launched the attack on Rex, who was able to exactly keep them occupied, allowing Master Bond to escape. In doing so, Ghostmaster continued focusing his guns and his bullets on Rex, and Rex was able to be persuasive enough in order to move the guns and the bullets away from his indestructible skin and body, that was able to exactly keep him warm, while Fire Dragon was coming on the other side in order to purposely neutralize him. While seeing that his odds were quite up against him, Ghostmaster specifically told him that he had to surrender or he had to die. Rex chose in order to flee rather than to surrender. Ghostmaster launched a large bomb and a launch grenade at the water depth before Rex had to escape, and he purposely survived unscathed. In doing so, Ghostmaster began his next preparation in order to beginning his next mission in attacking the summit meeting of the Four Nation Hunter Councils, which was quietly held. This time, he never suspected that Rex might have a helping hand, might have another extra helping hand from his daughter, known as Firebird, who was able to arrive at the scene in order to fight against the two assassins, who arrived with more assassins, who arrived with more agents, of the Order of Darkness in order to kill and prevent the summit from happening, which the two doors exactly clashed. Firebird was able to consistently focus her attack on her sister Fire Dragon, while Rex was able to continually focusing his attacks on Ghostmaster. The two of them continued to battle and battle. During the battle, Ghostmaster was able to say that his operatives and his masters were quite pleased that they were receiving news of new information and new work, and congratulating him on his new mission and also in his last mission. Rex began to ask exactly where did he able to get such information and such high techs of their previous mission and also their last Squash mission. Ghostmaster exactly stated to him that there's a spy within their ranks and that there's a more within their ranks, meaning in other words that he has an operative within the Universal Heroes and within the Intergalactic Coalition and within the United Heroes, meaning that the spy is quietly unknown to the rest of the team and unknown to the rest of the Universal Hero team, and that he'll continue getting information through them. Unbeknownst to that, Firebird decided in order to create a small cover, in order for them to end this battle once and for all, which Rex was able to use his water-like abilities in order to drive off the assassins and the agents away. When Fire Dragon quietly arrived, she threw an ST grenade straightly at the water dragon, which allowed the escape in order for them to escape purposely with Ghostmaster in a way, which they were able to disappear. On the 1st of August, on the 1st of July, Ghostmaster attempted a breaking in on the Astro prison in order to extract Professor Dark on the prison for his associates, which was able to do with the aid of Professor War, who is a supervillain and a high-ranking member of an ancient secret society of supervillain known as the Founders, that has a goal in order to rule and conquer the galaxy and the sacred world and the sacred universe. With the aid of Professor War helping him in order to extract Professor Dark, which was quite a successful work and was a very successful mission. He was able to introduce Professor Dark with the rest of his associates to Dark, Witch Boy, to Red Boy, and also to Red Boy, and also to Red Boy's associates, and also to Red Boy's associate, and also to Dark Witch Boy, stating that this is not exactly what they were hoping on to exactly work with. But despite that, Ghostmaster was very quietly pleased with how his masters were able to grant him with what the mercenary brought to the table. But despite that, Professor Dark, that his services will forever be grateful to the cause and will forever be exactly be needed. Ghostmaster exactly prepared in order to gather the shipments and everything else, unannounced that unannounced that the universal heroes will be exactly be watching him. He brought backup instead in order to drive them away. He brought Witch Hunter and as well Fire Dragon in order to keep the heroes distracted long enough in order for him to get the shipment that he needed. The Shadow Empire warlord was able to give him a shipment, or was able to give him a black briefcase that contained equipment in order for him to exactly deliver to his associates. Ghostmaster was able to escape, as well as Fire Dragon and Witch Hunter, who kept the operatives, who kept the Universal Heroes quietly distracted long enough in order for him to deliver these equipments to his big bad bosses, which he arrived at the warehouse on the 6th of July, and delivering the equipment straightly to his big bad bosses in order for them to exactly experiment and then unleashing their skills and abilities on the crystal and on its energy, to creating a crystal tech chip in order to control those within their mind perceptively. Ghostmaster was quietly scouting the warehouse as he quietly saw Rex within and began in order to kill him. But right before he was able to kill him, Firebird was able to throw a bomb arrow straight in order to warn Rex that the enemy is well aware of their movements. In doing so, Ghostmaster concentrated his attack and his focus on Rex, who was able to exactly keep him occupied, while Firebird exactly stormed into the villain's base, able to tell the villains to exactly stand down and to exactly halt whatever they're doing. While Professor Dog was quietly amused at Firebird's resistance, and also Firebird telling them to stand down, meaning that they have no idea what exactly they created or what exactly they managed to extract. To this Dog Witch boy complied to Firebird as he told them to stand down, left nothing of statues of themselves, as he teleported all the villains who were quietly present, including Ghostmaster, Witch Hunter, and Fire Dragon away, leaving the heroes quietly complex with their defeated victories. Meaning Firebird wasn't able to tell the rest of the Universal Heroes team what the bad guys were literally up to, or what their plan were literally up to, but she was literally able to tell them that Professor Dog was quietly present with the other villains, and all the other villains escaping. Rex exactly was able to confirm that as well. Firebird exactly returned to her home apartment, and she found her dad sitting at her bed, telling her exactly what is he doing here. While Ghostmaster told her that he was quite impressed with her team's work and with her team's work and with their team's work and with how the defeat was able to quietly come to compensating, stating that the rest of her superhero squad and family don't exactly know the full secret of her being the daughter's villain, meaning that she has to join their side, otherwise her secret will be forced to be released. And Faber exactly had no choice but to join her dad's side on the 1st of August, when Firebird was quietly summoned to the island, to Sacred Valley Island, to meet up with her father and also with her father's associated with Mr. X and Queen Ivy and also Red Boy on the island in order to coerce them to join forces with the villains. But unbeknownst to the villains, that the Universal Heroes had a trump card upon their sleeve and prepared their own ambush against them, which had exactly took place in order to fight against them. The Universal Heroes came and fought up against the villains. Mr. X and Queen Ivy and Mr. and Red Boy were able to successfully escape. Ghostmaster continued fighting against his daughter, known as Firebird, with the help of Witch Hunter and Fire Dragon at his side, able to exactly taking him down. In doing so, Ghostmaster knocked out her father, showing her father's face and removed her father's mask and his face, showing her father's true identity to the rest of her colleagues and to the rest of her teammates, meaning that he's quietly exposed to the rest of the heroes, and meaning that he's quietly down. Ghostmaster was quietly sentenced straight into the Astral Prison, but on the way there, he was quietly liberated on the way of the Astral Prison by a most powerful dark magic user known as a Dark Druid, who was able to secretly teleport him away before he was able to be transferred throughout the Astral Prison. But he didn't arrive on the Astral Prison, so he escaped. As he did escape on that day, and he was never seen again. On that time, on the 13th of August, Ghostmaster was able to be present was able to be pleasant, was able to be present with Dogman, able to watch the energy goblin destroy an entire factory that the organization of the members of the outer circle are able to destroy, and seeing War Boy and Hobbican Boy destroying the energy goblin, saying that the energy goblin will pose a threat if it aligns with these superheroes. But the partner exactly stated that the energy goblin would exactly do what it's intended to do in order for it to exactly work, in order for it to exactly do its fulfilling its purpose. Ghostmaster exactly went straight to secretly in order to pump the video with Kenny and Caroline on the forest in order to give them a powerful sedative that'll render them catatonic for weeks and for months. He told the partner that what he did to them will leave a warning to anyone else leaving no and to anyone else not believing in the founder's goal or any of their mission. That will exactly be enough in order to show everyone else that the founders are in power and are the ones are in control. And the partner saying that why Ghostmaster asked the partner why he had to destroy the energy goblin. The partner exactly told him that the energy goblin was about to align himself with the universal heroes. It had to be destroyed and had to be wiped away. On the 15th of August, Ghostmaster was able to meet up with his daughter and also with his son in secret, able to exactly speak about their professional reputation, stating that the founders have quietly taken this too far, not appreciating his work and as well his mission. And Fire Dragon quietly agreed with his father, meaning that they have to exactly make sure that the masters know of your appreciation and of your good works and your mission to the cause and also to your organization. Witch Hunter told his father that would be a waste of time because the organization is quietly unaware of your services and unethical need to its cause into fulfilling its work and its merit, meaning that you need to exactly take direct action in making sure that the organization and your masters are well aware of your appreciation and of your services, is what exactly his father told, in what exactly his son, Witch Hunter, told his father, Ghostmaster, that he had to exactly do that. Ghostmaster exactly opportunity an audience with the founders, with the Dark King and Dark Grey, and with Mr. X, Queen Ivy, with Mr. X and Queen Ivy, Red Boy and Dark Witch Boy, and also Silverface was quietly present, telling him that his works and his mission exactly had to be fulfilled on the 15th of August, telling him that he did exactly much good work for the organization. At least I could exactly show a demonstration of appreciation and good work for his services. But the Dark King said that his services and your good work have always been appreciated, and we can always exactly need more. Then what exactly would you acquire in order for your services to exactly to be appreciated, in order for him to exactly to become more efficient to the organization? Ghostmaster exactly demanded one retribution, that Black Sport had to be killed. The Dogway exactly stated that the dismiss and death of Black Sport would not be accurate and would not be needed. Well, since seeing that his loyalties are now being divided, Ghostmaster threw a disc straightly at his former masters, and his death was quietly prevented by the new enforcer of the founders, known as Windmaster, stating to the Dark King that he quickly found his replacement, meaning that he did a very good job by finding his replacement rather quickly, rather sooner than ever, by Windmaster, saying that yes, old friend, he's exactly the Dark King told his old friend that he exactly found his replacement, known as Windmaster, who was eager to take your place right within your organization and fulfilling your duties and there as soon as possible. And Ghostmaster said that after all my services won't exactly appreciate it, he won't exactly take his mission and his new goal and his new mission and his plans to someone else who quietly might appreciate his service. He blasted a hole within the central command of the organization straightly into the mountain, and was able to escape through a helicopter through by his daughter's assistance and aid, telling his daughter that they exactly didn't appreciate his services or any of his services or any of his works, meaning that it's time for him to get his revenge and avenge himself by any means necessary. And Fire Dragon was quietly aggravated by his father's actions. They arrived on Black Sports ship and vessel on the first of September in order to take out their revenge on him, which Ghostmaster was able to fight against Black Sport in order to fight him on head-to-head by neutralizing his magnitude device, crystal device, and also by destroying it, which is successfully able to do when Mind Girl quietly liberated them and told them that everything else is quietly in place in order to take down the founders and to purposely wipe them out. And Viper told her father that he still appreciates him and she still quietly loves him, despite him being a supervillain and being a criminal. And Ghostmaster exactly told that his daughter that he's quietly pleased that he'll be getting the last laugh in making the founders becoming the idiots of his idealistical plan in order to making them idiots, in order to make them idiots and taking them down. And he was quite pleased. In doing so, Ghostmaster was able to escape. But before he can escape, Silverface told them exactly where are they two of them exactly are going without saying goodbye. While his daughter, Fire Dragon, throw more shurikens and more blades against Silverface when was able to exactly fight him off, while Firebird was able to exactly arrive in order to keep her sister at bay, saying that she exactly got Fire Dragon, while Ghostmaster focused his attacks and concentrated his attacks on Silverface, stating that the founders will exactly betray you and will exactly betray you. Silverface stated that the founders will exactly betray him, not unless he takes a seat at the head of the table of the founders. They continue to exactly fight as they see each other becoming more evenly matched. In doing so, Mindgirl was able to arrive, throwing a telekinetic blast at them in order to keep the assassins at bay. Ghostmaster was able to escape as well, able to exactly move away, as well as his daughter. In doing so, at that time, Ghostmaster became an operative and associate of Mr. Fox, who's a supervillain and a powerful influencer and businessman who owns the Fox Industries in supplying superhumans, in trafficking superhumans throughout the rest of humanity, and delivering them straightly to the Shadow Empire warlords. Ghostmaster was able to exactly deliver the phase of delivering these superhumans straightly to his new bosses, and he was able to exactly do so under the new instruction of his new bosses. But the delivery was quietly stopped when the United Heroes quietly arrived in order to fight off Ghostmaster. Ghostmaster was able to take off with one superhuman and was able to literally disappear with one superhuman, which was able to deliver to his new master. Ghostmaster even became an associate of the new Lord of Magic's organization and also the Shadow Empire, helping them with their objectives and their goals in conquering more worlds and enslaving more civilizations and more planets. In doing so, Ghostmaster was able to overtake an audience with the newly Lord of Magic and his father on the 12th of October, stating that his services are hereby quietly done and are hereby quietly finishing working and serving the new Lord of Magic. The new Lord of Magic stated that your services will ever be appreciated and forever be remembered to the cause and as well to the organization. Black Mask tried to sway his son and tried to persuade his son in order to stay into the organization, and in order to stay into the organization and working with his father will be the greatest thing ever that could exactly happen to him. Ghostmaster stated that no, he will not exactly work with his father. He has his own plans. As he threw a bullet straight into his father, that was quietly prevented by a new associate of a new supervillain known as Deathblade, who was able to secretly find that they had found a replacement to him that was quietly quicker, sooner than ever, as a newly Lord of Magic said that your replacement was quietly arrived sooner rather than quicker than ever, known as Deathblade, was able to take the action. Ghostmaster quietly blasted a hole within the sacred laboratory and was able to escape due to the assistance and rescue of his son, which Hunter was able to arrive in through the helicopter as the new associate of a supervillain known as Deathblade, was able to keep shooting bullets at the helicopter, but Ghostmaster quietly arrived and escaped without any bullets quietly injuring him. He was able to reconvene with the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders on the 16th of October, telling them that his services will ever be required and remembered to the organization. And the other Shadow Empire warlords and commanders stated that your services will ever be required in helping us taking down the Universal Heroes and the Intergalactic Coalition. Ghostmaster continues supplying the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders with endless crystals, and with endless technology. In return, they continue to supply Ghostmasters with more Shadow Empire warlords and commanders in order to aid him in his mission in growing his reputation within the ranks of the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, to some Shadow Empire warlords and commanders who've quietly formed their own faction since the power vacuum has been created when the original Lord of Magic was killed by the Universal Heroes. In doing so, some of the other Shadow Empire warlords and commanders formed their own faction and their own squad and their own elite team, and Ghostmaster became the associate, and he's still the associate of the new Shadow Empire warlords and commanders. In doing so, he continued fulfilling their mission and their plans in controlling the galaxy and the known worlds of the sacred world and the known worlds of the sacred world and of the sacred universe in fighting against the Four Nation Hunters and against the Intergalactic Coalition. Ghostmaster was able to fight against the members of the Four Nation Hunters, able to exactly stop them, preventing them from escaping with the shipment and with the rest of the shipment of the crystal, which were able to protect it defensively. But despite this, Ghostmaster was able to open up a portal due to the box. He was able to exactly continue due to the technological box that I previously taught you about, known as a dark and red and yellow orange box that has the ability of opening portals and teleportation, and with the ability of teleportation and opening portals to other worlds and other dimensions, which Ghostmaster was able to exactly do, able to escape and able to reconvene the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, that was able to exactly gather all the crystals and all the minerals and all the stolen minerals from the other worlds and from the other civilization. But due to an intervention of the Four Nation Hunters and of the Five Nation Hunters and the members of the Intergalactic Coalition and of the United Heroes, he was successfully and unsuccessfully able to get some of the shipment. But despite this, the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders were quietly happy and pleased of Ghostmaster's services, and they'll forever remember him. In doing so, they showed Ghostmaster their appreciation and they shook a handshake, stating that Ghostmaster, your services are hereby remembered and forever be appreciated. Welcome to the greater cause of the organization and also to its services. And Ghostmaster was reluctantly pleased and happy that his services are hereby remembered and are hereby needed and are not quietly taken for granted. In doing so, he was quietly pleased that he will forever be the associates of the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders. He continues supplying the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Dark Faithful with endless technology and with more technology. In return, his mother, the Dark Witch Laura, will continue supplying him with more shadowy technology and more destructive dark technology as part of the deal. Despite this, guys, Ghostmaster has no ambition. He has no ambition. He defected and left the two secret societies of supervillains, such as the Founders, the Order of Power. He left them because they did not see his appreciation or his services. He left them, and because he had to exactly leave them behind. He has a predecessor and a competitor in a supervillain game. Golden Knight, Deathblade, Silverface. He competes with those three supervillains in a bigger game, and despite this, he has no ambition or any goal in competing with them. These guys are evenly matched together. When they see each other and fight together, when they actually see each other and fight against each other, they are evenly matched against each other. Because you know why, guys? Because they are all trained in hand-to-hand combat and in martial arts. They're very, very quietly skilled. Deathblade is also very quietly skilled in hand-to-hand combat. He's more ambitious than Ghostmaster. Golden Knight is more ambitious than Ghostmaster, very quietly more ambitious than Ghostmaster. Even Silverface is more ambitious than Ghostmaster. Ghostmaster has no ambition or anything, but his plans and his goals are permitted in order to making sure that his reputation remains intact and remains more formidable than anything else. He loves his family, and he will forever protect his daughters and his sons from harm and from evil. He'll try to manipulate them and sway them into joining the villain side, into joining the dark side, known as the villain side. But Firebird chooses to remain as a superhero in following her mother's footsteps, known as Nora the Light Hunter, who she was able to be raised and taught about how to fight in hand-to-hand combat and in martial arts, despite in blackmailing her daughter into joining the bad guy side, which her daughter exactly refused to, and to stay into the universal hero side. Her daughter, known as Firebird, who is a superhero and a founding member of the Universal Hero, which was tried to exactly blackmail her into joining the villain side, which exactly refused to, and she was able to successfully take down her father during the last time they were able to exactly meet and encountered each other ever again. Ever since that time, they haven't exactly seen each other or speak to each other ever since. They have been exactly quietly been distant. But despite this, Ghostmaster quietly loves his daughters and his sons, known as Witch Hunter, Fire Dragon, and Firebird. He'll do whatever it takes to protect them and defend them. He'll even exactly go against the ends of the universe in protecting his family and loving his wife. He will always exactly love his wife, known as Nora the Light Hunter. She'll forever exactly love his wife, despite the relationship being estranged. The relationship is quietly, guys, estranged, meaning that it's not working out anymore. But despite this, you'll forever exactly love her and forever exactly always love her and always be thankful for her for giving her three children, known as Fire Dragon, Witch Hunter, and Firebird. He will forever be grateful for those three children, and he will forever love his father, known as Black Mask, and his mother, the Dark Witch Laura, and he will ever be grateful for them and forever exactly love them and protect them. His reputation is the most dark and cruel reputation in the underworld and within the rest of the sacred world. According to Firebird database, Ghostmaster actually is her father. Her father is actually a super criminal and a super villain who's not meant to be underestimated. He's clever and intelligent, and he's very, very smart and very, very perceptive and very, very quietly manipulative, not meant to be underestimated. Ghostmaster is very highly skilled in hand-to-hand combat, martial artists, swordsmanship, and also endurance, agility, accurate stances, first aid. He's very, very skilled in deception, in manipulation. He's very, very smart, very, very quietly persuasive in trying to persuade his other daughter and son into joining the dark side and also the villain side, which some of them have exactly refused to. Despite that, he's even a grandfather. He's even a grandfather to his daughter, to his other daughters, to his other daughter's son, known as Warbear, who is also his daughter, who is also his son. He's even a grandfather to his son, known as Fire Dragon, who was able to exactly bear a son, and his other son is now a superhero rather than to be a supervillain. But despite that, his grandson will exactly choose between his superhero life or the supervillain life. That will be up to him, which I'll exactly tell you one day about his grandson's story. Either way, we'll get to him one way or another. But despite this, Ghostmaster is a loving father and a caring father who loves his daughter and his son very much, and also his father and his mother deeply, very much. He will protect them and he'll do whatever it takes in order to work for them and serve them, despite that they are serving the different big bad they serving the different big bad bosses. Ghostmasters were working for the different big bad bosses, and his father is working for another different big bad bosses with his mother by his side, who's exactly working for the different big bad bosses. Despite this, Ghostmaster is ruthless and also cruel. He's very, very quietly a cool supervillain, sometimes also ruthless and cruel sometimes. He will not allow his anger to get the best of him. He's very patient and also sometimes impatient. He'll do whatever it takes in order to further his own goals and his ambition. He has no ambition that I quietly told you before, as you quietly know, but he has less of it and he has none of it. Despite this, he has his own plans and his own sinister plans to making sure that his reputation remains intact, as in superly intact and strong and formidable. He'll protect his family to the ends of the universe, and he'll do whatever it takes in guiding them and in exactly protecting them. He's a loving father and a loving grandfather to his grandson and also to his daughters and fathers and also to his father and to his mother. He loves them so deeply and he loves his family through the whole universe. There's nothing he wouldn't do for them in order to protect them and sway them to joining his side, known as the villain side, or the dark side. So, guys, I all hope you enjoyed this episode and this video. As you currently know now, Ghostmaster is currently an associate of the Shadow Empire now. He's now working for the Shadow Empire. He's now an associate of the Shadow Empire now. He's no longer an enforcer of the founders or an associate of the newly Lord Magic Secret Society of Supervillains known as the Order of Power. He's now officially an associate of the Shadow Empire warlords. So, just so you guys know. But despite this, he has no ambition, but he's smart, but clever, and also persuasive, and very, very cool. What he inherited from his mother is his immortality and her good looks. That's all he inherited from his mother. Her mother's power of remaining immortal is what he exactly inherited, to remain immortal and to remain beautiful and very much quietly beautiful and very quietly handsome and very quietly attractive. That's all they inherited from their mother. The power of remaining immortal and remaining immortality. They inherit the power of immortality, not the power of dark magic or teleportation. That the other powers and abilities they inherited from their fathers of hand-to-hand combat, and agility and endurance. Those are the abilities that they quietly inherited from their father, known as Black Mask. Those are the abilities that they quietly inherited. So guys, I all hope you had a wonderful day and a very, very beautiful evening and an afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow when we talk about Ghostmaster's next daughter, known as Fire Dragon, who's a fire assassin and who's very ruthless and very cruel. That is who we'll be talking about tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Keep well and keep happy. Be yourself and stay positive and be happy. Have a good day and have a blessed evening and afternoon. Bye.